Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. Hope you've had a great weekend. And I gotta come clean about something, okay? I was already in the middle of making this video, but it was all so stupid that I was actually at a loss for words like half the time. And I ended up deleting the video because it was just coming out so messed up because this whole thing is so freaking unbelievable, to be quite frank. So, do you remember that Karina, the VA for Paimon? Do you remember that Karina video that she made on TikTok where she was like crashing out, getting all angry, all mad?
YouTubers don't know anything. YouTubers don't know anything. They're not voice actors. They've never been in my industry. They don't know what my industry is about. They don't know anything about SAG. They don't know anything about being a non-union actor either. They have more incentive to lie. They have more of an incentive to lie because idiots like you fall for their shit and they get paid for that. Hello? So nobody else's opinion that is super fucking wrong anyway matters. Hope this helps.
So yeah, that crash out video, the one I already discussed last week, played the whole thing last week and explained why in my opinion her take is terrible. And I also presented a theory about what that crash out video was specifically referring to because a lot of people thought it was about the Jacob Takanashi stuff, but in fact that crash out video occurred before then. And she was instead probably crashing out over a video that either I made around a month ago or a video / short that YouTuber Darkos88 made also around a month ago. For anyone curious who hasn't seen my full theory on that, I will link the video where I explain that all in more detail in the description for you with the timestamp to that part. But back to the main topic for this video. Now that we had a quick refresher about Karina's crash out video, there was a Reddit post I saw yesterday where apparently over on Blue Sky, Karina was saying that video, the crash out video, was actually AI. Let's take a look at this. This person on Blue Sky, Noah Gibson, says, OMG, Karina liked my post. Hi Karina, I support you, but I just think your TikTok was a bit bad though. It was just the calling them stupid part. That was the equivalent of Biden calling MAGA garbage, resulting in cash poor winning. You both should have taken Marge's advice. The gif of Marge that they include saying, that's true, but you shouldn't say it. To which Karina responds, get this, says, oh, by the way, I have learned that the TikTok you were talking about was AI. It was not my original TikTok. So yeah, maybe don't listen to Reddit at all. A response from the user Korn saying, did you watch it or are you just letting people lie to you now? It's quite literally from your TikTok account. And another user Diamond saying, Karina is full of it and trying absolutely anything to try and discount any criticism. It's working about as well as you see here. And yeah, most people are calling Karina out for this. However, some people are actually just believing what Karina says. Like they'll just believe anything apparently. We'll get more into that later. But first, let's continue with the context. Because Noah Gibson returns and says, so this is AI and you've never said this? I agree that YouTubers don't know anything though. And linking to a Reddit post about the Karina crash out video, to which Karina responds and says, yes, that is AI. And yes, the YouTubers do know it. They just don't care. So according to that post, it seems like Karina is saying that the crash out video isn't real. That's not actually her crashing out. That's obviously just AI. And the YouTubers talking about it, they know it's AI. They're just like malicious or something. They're just trying to manipulate people by posting and talking about this AI video that they know is fake or something. Yeah, remember the beginning of this video where I said I already recorded all this and like gave up on the first attempt because this is all so stupid? Exactly. Noah Gibson then responds to Karina and says, all they care about is grifting, the outrage for clicks. That's all YouTube is these days. So apparently this person, the voice actress who's like publicly making false accusations about people, that's totally fine, right? But anyone talking about the crash out video is just grifting. Like they're the problem. These people are actually nuts. Like this is just insanity. Fortunately, the majority of people aren't like that and are in fact calling Karina out. For example, this person, Average Asian Elephant, saying, it's quite literally on your page. Why are you lying? You're just digging a bigger hole for yourself. Another user, Repsu, saying, my dog ate my homework at response. And someone below that's just laughing at her. Oh, my bad. Forgot the one above that too. Says, at least delete your TikTok before this. LMAO, this is embarrassing. Making this all so much even more hilarious is that what Karina said there would actually get reposted to the Gaming Circle Jerk subreddit. For those that don't know, that subreddit is basically full of modern audience types who constantly lick the boots of corporations and will take a stance against gamers no matter what stance that is. For example, like last month when a lot of gamers were critiquing Ubisoft and AC Shadows, that subreddit was constantly defending Ubisoft and AC Shadows. Like I said, basically their entire thing is gamer bad. And they don't even circle jerk, like they're actually serious about it. They've completely lost the plot. We can see that here, for example, in the aforementioned post, which reads, Karina, the voice of Paimon, confirms that the Genshin subreddit used AI for her to spread misinformation. I love how her just being flat out wrong is confirming that post also getting over 1,000 upvotes and becoming a top post there for the day. One of the top responses there says, I'm going to say this once. This is, or at least should be, considered defamation. It's a complete lying made to tear down someone's reputation. This is the very definition of defamation. Except that didn't happen. And the person lying here is actually Karina. However, the Genshin subreddit would ultimately find out that they were getting talked about over on Gaming Circle Jerk, with users back over on the Genshin Impact subreddit saying things like, I think it's dumb to try and lie and say this was AI when it's clearly not. And even dumber for Gaming Circle Jerk for falling for such an obvious lie. Gaming Circle Jerk falls for anything you tell them, as long as it fits their goal, which seems to be 90% politics and 10% random stuff. Honestly, quite good for a laugh. There are no humans in that sub. Got curious and skimmed through the comments there. I shouldn't have. Some of the Genshin Impact subreddit users then going over to Gaming Circle Jerk and refuting what they say there. For example, back on the Gaming Circle Jerk post about Karina, and the comment we took a look at a moment ago saying, this should be considered defamation, they would get a response that reads, how is it defamation if they uploaded the supposed AI video? If it's AI, wouldn't they be a user of AI themselves? And the OP of the Gaming Circle Jerk Karina post saying, I think they meant a different video of an AI of Paimon calling out Karina directly. She's been really tired from being at the hospital all weekend, I'm sure. Someone else says, LMAO, the video they're talking about is obviously the TikTok one. It's in the picture. I think y'all need to learn how to read. It doesn't fit their narrative, so of course they refuse to read. However, back on Blue Sky, there would be a bit of a plot twist. So we already read this part where Noah Gibson linked the crash out video over on Reddit, to which Karina said, yes, that's AI, and yes, the YouTubers do know it, they just don't care. Corin then saying, is this not your TikTok account, and linking to that very video on her very TikTok account. Noah Gibson once again commented saying, Karina, this is bad. You gotta say something fast. Another user, Patrick, would say, there was a post about a smaller channel that used AI, not for this TikTok, referring to the crash out video presumably. It's a different video, which Tectone watched on stream. My guess is maybe things got mixed up, and Karina didn't check this Reddit link, to which Karina actually responds and says, this is exactly what happened. So you're telling me that Tectone watched a video where someone used AI to make Paimon say something, which in fact that video does exist and I'll show you in a moment, but you're telling me that for some reason that video got posted to Reddit. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, but I can't find that Reddit post. Allegedly that's a thing though. And you're telling me Karina knows about that Reddit post. And then on Karina's Blue Sky, when people were linking a Reddit post that's very clearly not about that, but about her crash out video. And we can all see very clearly that Karina responded to that saying that's AI. That somehow she thought that Reddit post, which again was very clearly about the crash out video, was in fact not about the crash out video, but instead about Tectone watching some AI Paimon on stream. How the frick do you even mix that up? And you know what? I am actually willing to give Karina benefit of the doubt. I'm willing to believe that she did mix those videos up, but I still don't understand how she mixed those two up when the post that she's responding to is so clearly about her crash out video. And for her to then accuse YouTubers of knowing it's AI and saying that we just don't care when she's the one who's completely wrong about all this is just ridiculous. Like, dude, the frick are you doing? And let me also say that I apologize if I repeated some of my words right there. I've recorded this part multiple times too because all of this is so stupid that I'm having a hard time even putting it into words and like commenting on this. Here's the last thing we'll take a look at from one day ago on Tectone's channel, More Tectone. We can see a video titled Paimon's voice actor faces backlash. And the entire video is Tectone reacting to a video titled Paimon VA versus bootleg AI Paimon Genshin Impact announcement. And I'll play like 10 seconds of this for you to take a look at yourself. This is the one that apparently got posted to Reddit that somehow Karina knows about and somehow mixed up the crash out video with or something. Yeah, you get the point.
Paimon herself roasting?
Hi, this isn't Paimon, or even her voice actor. I'm just the guy that redubbed Dragon Maid for fun a while back and got yeeted from the internet. This message is for Karina. You are an absolute worthless scab and a hypocrite. You are way worse than most scabs, because most scabs are smart enough to shut up when they get caught flip-flopping on their principles.
So yeah, there you go. And if we're to believe Karina, I find it hilarious that Tectone inadvertently caused Karina to have this like ridiculous mix-up. We've now had Karina having a complete crash out over either my video or Darko88's video or both of our videos, and now like an extremely ridiculous mix-up situation over this Tectone Paimon video thing, if once again we're to believe what Karina is saying apparently. And yeah, with that, I'm going to end this video. I cannot believe how long it took me to record this simple video. This was all just so much stupidity that I think I need to go full venti now and have a drink. And when I say a drink, I mean like 50. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the coverage. Hopefully this made at least a little bit of sense. All of this did. And again, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you did enjoy, consider liking and or subscribing. Appreciate ya, and I'll see you in the next one.